Oh, Mike's dog just inside my paint booth. Hey Mike, your dog just in the paint room and by the cat.
What?
And for once, it wasn't my dog that on the floor. And there's Mr. Lincoln having a fat nap. I think Wednesdays are the worst. I quite enjoy Mondays, but every day after that, it's kind of
What?
I said, what'd you do today?
What I do today is not much of all. What I do every day.
So very proud of Michael. Alright guys, so up on the agenda today is getting these hood hinges changed out and fixing some spots on the hood. This one corner is bent down and kinked here, so that's, I believe, the only real metalwork on it. I might have to weld a little extra onto the back of the hood, but I'm gonna put the new hood hinges on, see how it fits, and go from there. Mike was able to find a brand new set of hood hinges. These ones are in really nice shape. You guys can see this one's straight and this one's cocked off sideways. So they definitely look quite different. That's gonna help me get the hood better aligned. So we're gonna swap these out right now. So you can see it there, how bent this hinge is. One's straight, one's bent. And we are dealing with that same bend there as well. That is why we have to change out the hood hinges, and that should get us some better alignment on this car. All right, we're gonna attempt to do this by myself, and we'll see if that's a poor decision in a minute. Got most of the bolts loose here. So I'm gonna take out the front bolt on the top of the hinge completely. We wanna leave the back hinge there because that'll stop it from tipping forward. The reason I don't wanna take out the back one first and then the front one is because then it'll actually pivot here. Whereas when it's the back one, it's still supported by the weight of the hood, so it won't tip forwards on you. Yeah.
I don't know, it's a little f***ing innuendo. Boring and stroking, cranks turn.
That's nice. It's pin-up girls. They're supposed to be sexual.
I didn't think I was bidding on it. That was $20 well spent.
That's a nice sign, actually.
Yeah.
Sweet, thank you. Ooh. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep messing with this until the gap is good. Then I'll bring you guys back. There's gonna be quite a bit of adjustment, so boring stuff. But yeah, basically, if you want to go forwards and backwards, undo the two top bolts on this car on the top of the hinge, move forwards and back. And then for any tilt and up and down this way, use the bottom 3 bolts on the bottom of those hinge. And yeah, so I'm just gonna finish gapping this and I'll bring you guys right back. All right guys, so we've got this hood nice and lined up now. I ended up having to go outside and grab some old rubbers and some of the underneath hood supports. They have these, basically they're long screws with the rubber cap that keep the nose of the hood up and supported. And then there's also 3 sets of rubbers that go down the edge that kind of align the hood. With the new hinges on and all the kind of like bump stops and stuff in it, there's a couple issues with this hood. This front corner is bent down, which is not super bad, but we are working with 2 layers of metal here, so it can be a little difficult to get this to bend back up. All over here is good. This might be a little high in this area, so I'll probably smack that down a bit. Oh yeah, it definitely is high. And then here in this corner, we got a little bit of bottom angle. This I'm just gonna take with the pin welder because it's just the skin on this back guy that's a little caved in. All the center area of this hood is really straight, which is nice because Yeah, we got a little bit of a low going right here, maybe a high there, but nothing too major. We do have a little bit of, on the other side. This is under supported, so we're gonna have to put some foam on the inside, which we have to do to every hood. That generally is just to do with that high density foam being rotten on the inside. So if you guys can see, I'll give you a close-up later, but there's these foam droplets that are in here, and we can see that half of them are separated. So before I go do my body work, I'm gonna have to replace those. I'm gonna hammer out all the dents I need to hammer out first, and then I'll put the foam in. The reason I do all the dents first is because if you put the foam in first and you go hammer and dolly on it, you can compress that foam and end up with the same issue. So we'll try to fix the metal first, and then we'll go in, re-put in our expanding foam, and then after we put in our expanding foam, I'll go ahead and do all the body work. So as you guys can see, all these little globs here are foam. You guys can see that it's separated right here. So it's no longer gluing these panels together. So that's why we gotta replace it. Otherwise, it almost looks like it could be a tin can, but it's actually not. It's just under-supported metal, and because this is a large flat area. So yeah, all the foam's busted. So I just take a biscuit and grind out the old stuff, put in some new stuff, and it'll be good. Oh, now I gotta slam this. I got old rubbers in it. But anyway, so we're gonna start picking away at some of these dents. As you can see, this is buckled right here, and it's dipping down. So I'm basically gonna place my dolly here where this buckle is on top of the panel, where it's the high spot. And then I'm gonna bump up this way and see if I can get the metal to move, and then we'll go hammer and dolly this edge to get it back up to perfect. It's gonna be a lot of opening and closing the hood and checking, but we're gonna start with this guy first because it's kind of the worst of it. Okay, that's pretty good. I still got a little bit of a low here, but it's the right shape now. So I just gotta take some pins and pull this sheet metal up away from the inner there. And that'll be actually pretty nice. Working on this side, basically the issue I'm running into is it fits really nice here, and it fits really nice from here to here, but all this is low in here. There's no noticeable dents, but you kind of feel it rise up a little bit there. And I've got all the rubbers in, so if they were to be pushed or pulled, but when I look down the edge of this, it looks a bit flat compared to the other side. I'm gonna try placing a 2x4 kind of somewhere in here and closing the hood on it just gently. Michael threw mine out, so I had to make him cut me another piece. This one's not as nice as my other block. Okay, well I think that's it for like actual dents. There's a little bit of waves going through this panel, but it also doesn't have that foam in it yet, so that's pretty normal. So now the last thing to do is to cut off this little piece of metal I tacked on here. Then we're gonna have to prep the inside for new foam. Still just a slight bit shy, so a couple more tacks on the edge of that and make it perfect. But Mark's using a welder right now, so I'll just see if he doesn't care if I can borrow it. All right, so I was able to find some of that pillar foam. This is what it is. It's a 2-part. This one's by 3M. This one's actually a really fast cure. You still probably want to let it sit for, I'm assuming, an hour. It says 1 minute work time. I wish this one was at like the 10-minute stuff because it gives you a couple more minutes. You have a lot of different spots to do in 1 minute, but Should be good. I only have one tip, so if I don't get it all done in one, I'm gonna have to get another tip. So this is what we're gonna use, but first we gotta get the old stuff out. And I wanted to try a chisel first, see if it would just pop off, but I also don't want to dent anything. Yeah, no. We're gonna go back in with a biscuit. After I get all this cleaned up and show you how we go about using that pillar foam. All right, so I've got all the old stuff ground out now. So I'm just gonna go blow this off and give it a quick wipe down with some wax and grease, and then we're gonna get to putting that spray foam in there. Not spray foam, rigid pillar foam. I was able to get basically all of that stuff out, so I am gonna be able to put it all back kind of in the same location, which is good because I ground out to bare metal, which is what we're looking for. We want it to be bare metal. All right, I got my wax and grease. I'm not gonna spray it directly on it because I don't want it getting into all the grooves and like staying wet for too long. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit on my cloth. Actually, before I go put any more of this on, I got somebody's, I don't know, this inner structure is a little damaged in some spots. So I am also going to maybe give that a quick dolly. It's a nice car, it should have nice inners. Alright, so in that time my microphone's died, so hopefully you guys can hear me well. This is the product I'm going to be using. It's rigid pillar foam. This one's by 3M. This stuff is good. It comes in different time ranges. This one's it says 1 minute work time. I would still probably give it a couple hours to cure. You really want it set before you start pushing on the top of it, just in case it collapses. This is not really made for this, but it's the best replacement product that we can find to like replace factory stuff. You do not want to use too much of this. If you haven't used it before, I know it kind of feels like a wasted product and a waste of a tip because these are really expensive, but if it's your first time using this, make sure you test it on a piece of paper or something else so you know exactly how much to put on, because you don't want to go and put a ton of this in there and it will expand too much and dwarf your hood. So we're just going to be putting in, like, I would say like a dime size little squirt. And then the other thing I'm going to say is that if it does start pouring out of here and making it look blobby like the factory stuff, do not try to wipe it away while it's wet. You're gonna end up like collapsing the foam and it doesn't expand right, and anyways, it just creates a mess. You can go back in with a razor blade after it's dry and just trim it away and sand any of the residue. I found that's the best way, because if you try to wipe this stuff while it's wet, it just, it just makes a mess. It's ugly, it doesn't work. I waited like 10 minutes. I know it said working time on that stuff is 1 minute, but like I was saying previously, it's probably a good idea to let it dry basically overnight, or at least give it a couple hours. I'm just gonna hide that ugly mess until the morning.